Arsenal have to go back 9 long years if we want to find the date that we last beat Man City at the Etihad. Not since the days that Yaya Sanogo was roaming the streets of this beautiful city have we managed to get one up against City at their ground. This is a chance for these players to change the course of our recent history. This is the time for the players to find the type of performance needed to show that they are now the dominant force in this league. The Premier League's always run in cycles, eras always come to an end, and this has always been a young team that's not quite ready yet. This could be the statement victory that these Arsenal players need to show that they are now the real deal. We are ready. Forever etched in the memory of every Arsenal fans, these players will be if they go on to do it this season. And the platform is there waiting for them. The target is clear. The objective is straight in front of us. You've got to go to the Etihad and win. So just go and do it. Do it for the supporters that have been watching week in, week out, year after year, regardless of the result. Do it for the badge that so many great men have had the honour to wear before yourselves. But more importantly, just do it for the 3 points that could be so crucial in changing the trajectory of this great club. There's so much to talk about in this video. But before we get into it, I've got a big announcement for this channel. I'm going to be doing a live watch-along this Sunday for the Man City vs Arsenal game. And if this is something you want to see going forward, let me know in the comment section. Because if there's enough want for it, I'll do every single game going forward. So let's get into it. But before we do, if you could give me a thumbs up on this video to show that you like this daily Arsenal content. So let's get into it. So Arsenal versus Man City. This is the peak of English football at the minute. This is the best that this country has to offer on display against each other this weekend. There's so many twists and turns to examine and dissect in this video. So many things that I want to go through, but of course, I would love to hear everybody else's thoughts and opinions. So let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know your predicted lineup. I cannot wait for this game. There's so many places we can start on this video. And I think the best place to start is with the two managers. This is Mikel Arteta versus Pep Guardiola. We know Mikel Arteta worked under Pep Guardiola. He probably learned a lot from him, but this wasn't a one-way relationship. We've heard Pep Guardiola come out countless times and tell everyone else that not only did Mikel Arteta learn from him, he learnt so much from Mikel Arteta. This is not a manager who doesn't have his own ideas. This is a manager who has learnt under some great managers. Pep Guardiola, yes, but also Arsene Wenger. This is a guy in Mikel Arteta who would have took so much, but also had his own ideas that Pep Guardiola has already shown his appreciation for. So to people saying this is the student against the master, I don't see it that way. I think this is a master against a master. I think these are two managers performing at the very, very top. Pep Guardiola is proven. Mikel Arteta is getting to a stage where he can start to prove that his theories have substance behind them. And does he have the ability to topple Pep Guardiola? Absolutely. Listen, football works in cycles, like I said. Man City have been the dominant team in English football over the past maybe up to 10 years. But all eras do come to an end. There's always new teams that step forward and show that they are the force to be reckoned with. And that's exactly what this Arsenal team can be. Look at the young profile of every single player that Arsenal have. Look how good these players are. Are they ready to step up? We're about to find out on Sunday. I surmise that they probably are. Let me know your thoughts. Look, before we start to decipher some of the tactical battles that we can expect, I think you probably have to start at the injuries. There could be a long list for Arsenal. But we're not alone, because there could be a long list for Man City as well. You never know with these two teams. They don't let anything out. Pep Guardiola stays tight-lipped. Mikel Arteta stays tight-lipped. They sometimes say things that are not true. They sometimes try and make you believe something, and then there's always a hand up the sleeve or a card up the sleeve. There's always tricks being played, so I don't know what to believe. I'm excited for the press conference so we can try and find out slightly more information. And that's why the information on this game will be ever evolving. And of course, we're going to be covering all of it, so make sure you're subscribed. So, Man City could have out John Stones, Kyle Walker. We know Kevin De Bruyne wasn't in the Belgium squad, but I still think he's going to be available. A lot of people are suggesting that this is just Pep Guardiola trying to keep players like De Bruyne, Haaland in tip-top condition. Is that true? I guess we never know. What do I think? I probably think he's done that. I think he's probably looking at the fixture against Arsenal, and he knows Haaland and De Bruyne have just come off injury, so he's not going to risk them players. He can't afford to lose them players in a game like against Arsenal, because he knows he can lose. He's been beaten this season against worse teams than Arsenal. Pep Guardiola knows exactly what's in store for him. And if we're looking at the Arsenal injuries, we know Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't know what to believe. There's some conspiracy theories out there. I've been hearing bad news, and then I get down, and then all of a sudden I hear some good news, and I don't know what to believe. 2 days ago, I heard that Bukayo Saka was definitely going to miss the game. Gabriel Martinelli had surgery, and I was thinking, oh, you're joking me. And then today I've heard some theories that I'm starting to think, oh my God, this is perfect. Because I've been hearing some theories that Gabriel Martinelli, Saka, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, they've all been working behind the scenes to work on their tactics for Man City. Now, I don't know. But it could be perfect, couldn't it? While all the other players are away at international duty, Mikel Arteta has free roam of that training pitch. And he would have Gabriel Martinelli. He would have Saka, Tomiyasu, Gabriel. 4 key players that could be used in this game. And he's just drilling tactics into them for 2 weeks straight. I like the sound of that. Is it true? I don't know. It's a guessing game. But I hope it is. So let's get into the team news, what we think it could be, okay? So it's obviously going to be David Raya in goal. You're going to have Ben White on the right, Saliba, Gabriel, and then that's your first debatable position. Do you go with Kiwior, who played the most international football out of any Arsenal teammate? He played the most amount of minutes. In that Poland game, he played 120 minutes because they went to penalties in that knockout game. So this is a player that could be exhausted. Now, he's a young player. I'm sure he's got plenty of energy in the tank, but is that something you have to bear in mind? And like I said, about the thing that we've heard about Tomiyasu working in tactics, does that play into Arsenal's favour? Does that mean Mikel Arteta might opt for Tomiyasu in this game because he's had a longer amount of time to deal with what kind of tactics he wants to employ in this game? Tomiyasu was played in a behind closed doors friendly while the international breaks were going on. So does that mean he's going to be used in that position? We've heard before Tomiyasu is the best one-on-one defender at the club, in Mikel Arteta's opinion. So could Mikel Arteta be kind of playing a curveball? Because it would be. Tomiyasu hasn't featured that much. So to throw him straight back in against Man City, would Man City be expecting that? Probably not. Is that a good thing? It could be. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think Tomiyasu will be played in this game? And then you go into midfield. What do you do there? I'm hearing some people saying play Thomas Partey for the defensive stability that he would offer this team. And listen, I understand it. But what I'm trying to process is this the same Thomas Partey from last season? I have no evidence yet to suggest that it would be. If it's the same Thomas Partey from last season, where's my pen? Sign me up. Put him on the team sheet. Because he was unbelievable last season. But when he's been given the few opportunities this season since he's come back from injury, has he looked rusty? Yes. Very rusty. Misplaced passes. Maybe looks like he's lost a tiny bit of pace. Now, again, he was featured in the behind doors closed friendly while the international break was going on. So did he play well? I don't know. None of us know, and that's why I'm so excited to see what happens. On merit, Jorginho probably deserves to start. You probably have to play Rice and Jorginho as the midfield too. In what order you play them, that will be the interesting thing. Because in a lot of games this season, we've opted to play Jorginho as the 6 and Declan Rice in that number 8 role, the kind of role that can get up and down. Do you still want that in this game, or do you want Declan Rice's defensive stability as the more anchor in that 6? He can still dictate play from that position. He's still good enough to start attacks. Will he be as box to box? He still will get up at times and tell Jorginho to sit, but it won't be his main responsibility. He's not going to be getting up every single attack and trying to overload the left-hand side or the front of the box. Because at times, Declan Rice, when he plays the 8, he does run beyond Havertz. So I think that's interesting to see what happens there. Because, maybe you should play Declan Rice as the 6 and play Jorginho as the 8, who does have good ability in the 8. We know his passing ability. We know his range. We know his ability to lay his tempo on the game, slow things down, or speed games up, whatever it dictates. So I think Rice and Jorginho probably. Odegaard. Let me know what you would do in midfield. And then on the right, it depends what you've got. Do you have Saka? Is Saka available for this game? If he is, throw him in. On the left, Martinelli. Is it Martinelli or is it Trossard? I don't know. Havertz, I think, definitely has to start. Without question, Havertz starts this game. Havertz has to be the striker. His form was scintillating before the international break. Went away with Germany. Played a couple of decent games, played against France, the best international team in the world, and scored against them. Havertz is on fire. He's showing a level of performance that I've never seen from Havertz. He's playing with a confidence that I haven't yet seen in the Premier League from Havertz. So you have to keep playing him. And I fancy Havertz to score in this game. But it's just what you do with that left and that right-hand side. Trossard on the left is a replacement for Martinelli. Now, I want to see Martinelli play this game, especially if Kyle Walker's out. You know, Martinelli has the pace to keep up with Kyle Walker anyway, so that's always going to be an interesting battle. But if they're without Kyle Walker, Martinelli's going to be the fastest player on the pitch. And at times where Man City will have a large portion of the ball, they're going to be in our halves and we need an outlet, Martinelli is the best outlet you can possibly find. Because when you release him, boy, he's gone vroom, road runner. And that's exactly what you need in a game like this. Has the ability to beat a player. But say if Gabriel Martinelli is out, Trossard's another good option. He's Arsenal's second best performer in terms of output. So it's not much of a drop-off. You're getting different things. You're not getting the pace and the outlet that you would get with Gabriel Martinelli. But you still have the tight control. You have the two-footedness of Trossard. Can whip in across, can cut in and shoot as well. So I'm not worried about that left-hand side. Right-hand side, I think it'll be interesting. Because if Saka is out, I think you probably play Gabriel Jesus there. I've heard some shouts for Reece Nelson. I don't think so. In my opinion, let me know if you agree or not. But I think Gabriel Jesus on the right, Martinelli or Trossard on the left, and then Kai Havertz up front. I think that team is more than good enough to beat City. I think we have all the ingredients needed to turn up to the Etihad and get the 3 points. I really do. I'm so excited for this game. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for a game of football. Because usually you go into a game like this, you know, the past 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you go into the Etihad and you're thinking, God, I'm begging for a draw. Offer me a draw before the game and I'm not even turning up. But this one, you're thinking, no, listen, we can definitely draw this game, but we can win this game. You know, we are as good as City at times. We are better at times. We've scored more goals than City and we've conceded less goals than City. We don't need to be afraid of Man City. Now, I'm not saying they don't have players that can cut us open and hurt us. We've seen it over the years. We've seen it this season. Their players are incredible, world class. But Arsenal are now on a similar level to Man City. We don't need to be scared of them. Arsenal are every bit as good as Man City, and that's why I have confidence. I think Arteta has the tactics, and I think the players have the ability. Put it all together, what have you got? Title winners. Like I said, there's more that we're going to break down during the week as we get more developments on players and as we get new pieces of information that have come to light. Let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. What do you think the lineup's going to be? But more interestingly, what do you do at left back? What do you do at centre mid? And who do you play on the wings? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. If you could, like I said, before you go, just do me the favour of giving me a thumbs up on this video. Just like it. And subscribe. And I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.